Hello, people of the internet, my name is Johnny, and welcome to my Five Nights at Freddy's 2 Trailer 2 official breakdown. In the middle of the night, FNAF fans were treated to the second full-length trailer for FNAF 2, exclusively in theaters on December 5th. Tickets are on sale right now. I'll leave a link down below. And by the way, not only are tickets on sale, we've also gotten a bunch of popcorn buckets revealed, featuring the animatronics up on the show stage from Regal. Regal also has a collectible combo. AMC is going all out with a toy Freddy popcorn bucket and a cupcake bottle, as well as yet another combo with a tin and drinks. Fandango has this Faz Talker popcorn bucket, which looks so incredible. But anyways, enough about tickets and popcorn buckets. We are here for the official trailer 2. I've gotten a bit of rest from the release of the trailer, and now I'm more than ready to hop into a deep dive of this brand new trailer. So please subscribe, hit the like button, all that good stuff. Comment down below which character are you most excited to see in FNAF 2. So now, actually hopping into the trailer itself, I'm gonna go kind of section by section here, analyzing everything in the trailer. And so we're first greeted by Vanessa waking up startled in the middle of the night here, and it's because she's having these nightmares.
Tell me about your bad dreams.
These bad dreams of her father. But this sequence here we did see in the first full-length trailer of Mike and Vanessa seemingly on a date. Vanessa was asking about Abby, how she's doing. Mike says that she misses her friends sometimes and really wants to go see them, and that he keeps telling her that he's gonna go back and fix those animatronics, even though we all know he's lying. But now in this trailer we get a bit more of this scene where Mike is now questioning Vanessa, asking what she's been up to and these repeated dreams that she's having, these nightmares about her father. So the fact that they're catching up makes me feel like maybe they haven't seen each other in a little bit. Maybe this is like right after Vanessa got out of the hospital, and in the hospital she's having those bad dreams. Clearly they've been going on for a while, because we see even in her house she's having them, and Mike is repeatedly asking about these dreams. He knows about them, but Vanessa's not budging. You know, she's not revealing anything about them really. And in these bad dreams we see a young version of Vanessa running through a hallway in a house. As she runs past, we can see a few pictures on the wall. Most notably, I'd say, is this picture right here of two children. One that people are believing to be Vanessa, another one maybe a secret sibling of Vanessa's. We also see another family picture right here. I'll get my camera out of the way for y'all. Another family picture right up in the top left, and it looks like one of the kids is wearing a striped t-shirt, which FNAF fans immediately pointed out is a very similar striped shirt to not only the crying child, but also specifically Golden Freddy Spirit in the first film. Whether there's any connection there between those two characters, I have no idea. I would not be surprised if in the second film we learn about a secret sibling with Vanessa. So in the dream, Vanessa's running. It's always the same exact dream of her running away from her father. Once again, a lot more pictures on the wall here. We can't really make out what they are, but it's going to be very interesting to see just how much of this family dynamic with Vanessa is explored. You know, does she have a mom? Does she have a secret sibling? So she's running away and seemingly locks herself at the end of this very, very long hallway here, featuring a whole bunch of doors. Reminded fans a lot of Fun with Plush Trap, the hallway there with a whole bunch of doors at the side. We have already seen this hallway where it shows William Afton down at the end with all of the doors kind of going crazy, making it seem like it's part of some hallucination. So she runs down, seemingly locks herself in this room down at the end of the hallway, hiding away from old Peepaw Afton. He emerges into the room looking for Vanessa, and this is where we get yet another secret Easter egg here, because these eyes specifically are the early prototypes for the Yellow Rabbit. We know that because we have seen the Yellow Rabbit in the past. We can match the yellow eyelids here as well as the bright blue pupils. So during this flashback, during the time period of which this flashback takes place, William Afton is well underway developing the FNAF characters. And we see not only him making the Yellow Rabbit, we also see some like scalpels here, what appears to be like proper medical equipment. Quite interesting that they don't have like wrenches and screwdrivers and hammers, you know, like construction instruments. Instead, it is what appears to be like medical tweezers, medical devices. Maybe during this time, William Afton is also in the early experiments of like remnant or preserving life, that kind of stuff. But anyways though, moving on, we do get the first blueprints for Freddy Fazbear, Over here, we can see Chica as well. What appears to be Toy Chica, and specifically, this is version 3 of Freddy Fazbear. So there have been 2 other versions of Freddy in the past. We can also see a few other details, a few notes left by William about Freddy. Glowing eyes right here. He's got a top hat. He's the staple of any top performers. Ears to be spring-loaded as well. Just a very fascinating glimpse at the early working days of William Afton constructing the FNAF animatronics. I'd love to know what are your thoughts and theories on version 3 of Freddy here. Do you think this is meant to be Toy Freddy? So now we move on to the next section of the trailer where Mike is telling Vanessa, you gotta move on. Like, we have to find a way for you to move on from your dad, from these nightmares. And it looks like in order to do that, Vanessa goes to her house or Afton's house, some sort of residence, and pulls out a box. A lot of fans are connecting this maybe to the FNAF 4 box. Might not be that exact box, but knowing Scott, it probably parallels it.
We're never gonna be able to move forward
So Vanessa gets a box.
until you deal with some of the mess you left in your head.
And inside of this box are various items, belongings. So it seems that whenever William kills someone, he takes one of their belongings and stores it for himself. An absolutely disgusting detail about William. So we see, again, Vanessa pulls out, looks like a bag of marbles here. She's closing the blinds, turning on the TV. Probably gonna start some sort of like a ritual or something with the items. I don't freaking know, man. So it's a bag of marbles, a notebook, a mirror, and then Garrett's plane as well. So in order to move on from her dad, she's gathering these items from the 5 missing kids. All of the children that William has killed, and it looks like she's gonna do something with them. Again, turning on the TV, it's all static, closing the blinds, something's gonna go down in this house with all of these items here.
Father was a monster.
There he is! There's William! Standing in the hallway, the knife block here, grabs a knife. Is he pulling a knife on Vanessa, his child? I mean, that is like next level monster, bro. I know you kill children, but also pulling a knife on your own child?
You know,
Bro, no wonder Vanessa is traumatized so much. And then we also get him wielding a knife in the Spring Bonnie outfit. Once again, in some sort of like kitchen environment, it seems like. What's super interesting as well is that this suit right here is not damaged at all. Likely because it's also in a flashback, but we saw in FNAF 1, like half of the Yellow Rabbit suit was all burnt and marked up. And this scene and all of the other flashbacks that we see with this Yellow Rabbit suit, it is fully intact. Flashbacks to the first ever kills at Freddy's, the first missing children's incident that William used the suit to lure the kids into the back room. And then we move on to Charlie and Henry. Skeet Ulrich, our first look at Skeet in FNAF 2. Like I called out in my trailer reaction, I do like the glasses here. Gives a little nod to Steve Raglan's character. With the glasses, you know what would be crazy actually? If those glasses were the exact same ones that Henry had. Probably doesn't work out like timeline-wise, but how crazy would that be? Now, before we get to the audio of this scene, let's take a quick glance around at all of the visuals, because there's a lot to dissect here. The early opening days of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Baby photos of what appears to be, again, Charlie, Emily, the daughter of Henry that in the games would go on to possess the puppet. And there is evidence for this Charlie also possessing the puppet, as we're going to talk about later on in the trailer. But in the scrapbook, she has a handwritten note, and it reads, "Daddy, I am so sorry you missed my birthday, but I really love my present. I miss our park." Pretty sure that says park, and also I believe it says park, because if you guys recall, during filming of the movie, we did get set photos and videos from a park. They were filming a scene of a family having a picnic at the park. And then off in the background was a car very similar to William Afton's car in FNAF 1. So if we use all that, it sounds like maybe William was like kind of scoping out, pretty much stalking Charlie for a while until what seems to be at maybe her birthday party at Freddy's, as we're going to see later on, seems like she dies. It also seems like maybe Henry's not around a whole lot for Charlie because, I mean, she has to write him notes saying, "Hey, sorry you missed my party. I still like the present though. Would have been nice to see you." Seems like they don't hang out a whole lot because she misses them hanging out at the park. So it seems that maybe Henry's also a bit of a neglectful father. Anyways though, we're gonna have a lot more Charlie stuff to talk about in a quick moment. Finally, for this scene though, I want to point out this right here. Mark's Cookies. I've seen a lot of fans speculate maybe this is our first little wink to Markiplier's cameo in the movie. We still do not know if he's going to be in the film. Sounds like he's been a very busy man recently. So maybe Mark won't have like an in-person live action cameo. Maybe it's going to be a subtle reference to his own cookie business that he started in this universe. I don't know. But now let's listen to the audio of this scene here.
Called it an accident, but it wasn't until years later when those 5 children went missing that I knew she was murdered.
All right, so we got Henry here connecting the dots, realizing Charlie was not involved in some sort of freak accident where maybe she went missing or something. She was murdered by the hands of William. Sounds like he's grieving a lot. We can also see that Mike really relates, also having a family member die by the hands of William here. So this big scene right here between Mike and Henry gonna have a lot of emotional connection between the two characters, a lot of parallels between them. He also specifies that after Charlie was killed, years later were the 5 missing kids also killed.
When those 5 children.
So there is a couple years gap between Charlie dying and the missing children's incident with the FNAF 1 guys here. So very interesting plot detail right there. And then we also see a couple newspaper clippings of the opening of the original Freddy's location. You can see here Freddy Fazbear's Pizza grand opening, and then a photo of a whole bunch of restaurant goers going to the opening, celebrating the opening. There is a whole bunch of text around the newspaper as well. It doesn't seem super important, at least, you know, what I've read so far. Interesting to note is that the paper behind grand opening paper, it does have people say stuff like, "It's hard to feel safe walking around," as well as a quote from the town's mayor saying it will continue to work together to address the issues that matter most to you. So it sounds like the first paper here is talking about the big grand opening of the restaurant, and then the paper behind it is maybe after Charlie was killed and now people, you know, the townspeople aren't feeling safe in their hometown anymore. That's my guess. We also get a shot of a newspaper article about William Afton's early ambitions, how he got started in the business. And once again, the fine print isn't super important. I'll leave it up on the screen for you. It mostly just mentions William Afton's early days and then wanting to further advance his technology, presumably with these toy animatronics. And then we get this scene of Charlie, and again, I'm saying Charlie, I'm saying Henry. Technically, these characters haven't been officially announced as the characters, but I think we can all understand this is absolutely Charlie and Henry. So the scene here is Charlie crying, carrying a boy or a child, walking out from behind the show stage curtain here into the crowd of the grand opening of Freddy's, screaming. And this does seem like the same child that we saw Spring Bonnie look at, the Yellow Rabbit look at, through the door window in the last trailer. So it looks like maybe Charlie has saved the child from dying at the hands of Yellow Rabbit. She comes out, emerges from the curtain, screams, saying, "Guys, like, this crazy man's after us." Also, this is a very neat parallel to Henry's speech at the ending of FNAF 6, if you remember, where he says to Charlie, "I'm sorry no one was there to lift you up into their arms the way you lifted others into yours."
My daughter, if you can hear me, I knew you would return as well. It's in your nature to protect the innocent. I'm sorry that on that day, the day you were shut out and left to die, no one was there to lift you up into their arms the way you lifted others into yours.
And what do we see here? None other than Charlie lifting someone up who's in trouble into their arms. So she's screaming, she's freaking out, drops to the floor. We can see the child here. Seems like maybe they both have fallen to the ground. But two interesting things here. Number one, she falls down onto the plate, the trap door that houses the puppet underneath. So I think the main prediction right now is that when Charlie falls down onto this trap door, it's gonna open and she's gonna fall into the puppet's music box. And then we can also see not only a bit more of the party in the background, but more specifically, we can see Charlie's outfit consists of a black shirt with white stripes. And where have we seen that before? If that is not total on-the-nose foreshadowing that this character right here is going to be the puppet, I don't know what is. Absolutely, this is telling us, screaming at us, saying that this character is Charlie. She is going to become the puppet. Plus, we already see her doing what appears to be acts of kindness, saving kids from the Yellow Rabbit, something that she's going to go on further to do after she becomes the puppet. Giving gifts and giving life. Moving on now, we got East Lake Middle School, the school that Abby attends with this brand new character right here.
Back to Freddy's, I mean.
ever gonna go back to Freddy's, so clearly she's talked about it. She will go back to Freddy's, as we can see here. We've seen this shot before. Abby riding up her bike to the brand new Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, featuring the new art on the sign, which I think looks incredible. We have Mike still at Henry's house saying, I think my sister's here. Clearly, that would invoke something in Henry. He's already lost a family member to William at this location. Mike has already lost a family member to William. I suspect that Henry might not join them along this journey here to help save Abby, but I do think he's going to be very, very helpful in their search. He knows how it feels to lose someone at this location by the hands of William. He knows that Mike has already experienced that, and I'm sure he doesn't want Mike to have to experience that again. Also, a little fun fact here, the address for Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is actually the release date of the movie, 12/5/25, December 5th, 2025. So Mike somehow finds Henry, gets the backstory of him, William, Charlie, the tragedy at Freddy's, and reveals like, hey, I need your help. You know, like, this is happening again. I think my sister's here. Can you help me? And I do think Henry will. And now we see Abby first enter Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. We've seen all these shots before. We have seen this shot of the log ride in the pizzeria. Interestingly enough, there are no, like, little figurines of the puppet. Those are not here for some reason. Not sure if they've been removed. Not sure if they slowly kind of appear over time. Next scene, we also have Mike and Vanessa inside of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, looking around very cautiously, very slowly. And they hear the enragement child, Balloon Boy's laugh. They stop dead in their tracks, and then we hear William Afton once more. Or maybe that's not Matthew Lillard. I don't know. I've been having a hard time trying to figure out who this voice belongs to. To me, it does sound like Matthew. Dude, I love this set so much. Look at the carousel. It looks so good. So we got Mike and Vanessa stepping foot inside Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. They hear something. They look at each other. Freddy! Look at them, man. The Withered's waking up. They look so good. Finally, we get to see Withered Freddy as well. And the wait was worth it. Dude looks spectacular. Terrifying shot of Withered Chica here. Bonnie slumped over. Foxy waking up as well. His eyes opening. Dude, they just look so good. The Withereds, man, are going to be like the best part of this film. New set of rules. Alright, so this is where like the trailer kind of kicks into overdrive, so we gotta slow it down here. We have Mike and presumably Vanessa, because we did get a brand new, like, behind-the-scenes still of Mike and Vanessa in the office, and I think that these two scenes are similar. They're in the office figuring out what's going on. He's like, dude, why are we doing this again? What do they want with my sister now? This shot, by the way, I skipped over it, but we've already seen it. Vanessa looking into the music box, and up above, we can see the puppet slowly emerging from that trap door on top of the show stage. Speaking of sister, we got Abby chilling in bed here. Someone standing off to the side. Probably Mike, because we see him also in that same exact area. But I've also seen some people say it might be Yellow Rabbit that she's reacting to. Might be Withered Chica. Some people think that this looks like a yellow arm. Personally, I'm gonna just assume it's Mike because we see him literally in the next scene. For some reason, Toy Freddy's showing up in the house. He's got those red eyes. Looks like he is on the attack. New level of fear. Mike, Abby, Vanessa sheltering down together as the animatronics likely break into their house that we've seen in past trailers, like we just saw Toy Freddy here, right? Toy Freddy in their house, then also Mangle breaking in through the window. So they're breaking in to the Mike residence. They're trying to get to Abby, it seems like.
Half of this town will be dead by morning.
Get a bit of dialogue there from Freddy Carter's character, who we get a brand new shot of in a quick second here. Half of this town will be dead by morning. Dude doesn't seem too upset by that. I don't know. I feel like if I felt like my town would half of it be dead by morning, I'd be pretty concerned. He seems pretty relaxed about it, pretty chill, which I think in a lot of FNAF fans' mind kind of reinforces the theory that he might also be a bit of a villain here. He doesn't sound too upset that half the town's gonna die by the toy animatronics. Maybe he's the one that let them loose in the first place. I don't know. I mean, he is that tour guide / night guard that we see give the tour around the pizzeria to McKenna Grace's crew. So he kind of has like remote access, maybe quite literally, to these toy animatronics. Is he the one that let them loose and is now letting them go savage around the town? And this line of dialogue here is him saying like, this is exactly what they're gonna do, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. That's my theory though. I'd love to know what are your thoughts. We also got a brand new shot of Toy Freddy walking around at Faz Fest. People in absolute awe of Toy Freddy here. We've already talked a lot about FazFest, so I'm just gonna move on, actually. We get a brand new shot of Toy Bonnie in someone's house. No idea if this is just a random family or if these people mean anything to Mike, Vanessa, the toys, William, Henry, etc. They might just be going door to door, slashing people, because, I mean, according to Freddy Carter, half the population of the town is going to be dead by morning. So we got Toy Bonnie breaking in. Looks like he's wielding a weapon here. We got Toy Chica going into the school. She lights up her eyes, kind of uses them as flashlights here, as she scans the classroom, eventually finding Wayne Knight's character, pulls him out from underneath the table. Seems like this is going to be a pretty long sequence, because we've also seen him get attacked by, like, peering in through a door and then Toy Chica grabbing him, pulling him through the door. So it sounds like Toy Chica is really going on a rampage here in the school. Also, likely, we've probably already talked about this, but likely a reference to Toy Chica the high school years from Ultimate Custom Night. The fact that Toy Chica is going after a school here. Balloon Boy! Little brand new peek at Balloon Boy. I talked about this in my reaction video, but this looks to be the office. You got the drawings, you got probably the TV monitors right over here. The vent probably is like right below him here. I think this is a POV shot of Mike. This is the camera monitor, I'd imagine. Balloon Boy's peeking up from the camera. Probably gonna giggle, laugh, steal Mike's batteries, that kind of sort of stuff. Balloon Boy, you just look so goofy, man. I really hope nothing bad happens to him. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Brand new shot of Freddy Carter. This is probably another POV shot. POV, you are Toy Bonnie. As he peels away the curtain to reveal the toy animatronics up on the show stage, probably underneath all of that wrapping that we saw. Also, just like, look at his face. That is a face of an evil mastermind. I'm sorry, Freddy. I think there is some trickery going on here with this guy, and I am starting to feel like he's the one who's gonna let all these animatronics loose. Make them evil, turn them against everyone. I do think this guy's probably gonna turn out to be a bit of a villain in this movie. Moving on now, we got a brand new shot of Withered Chica and Withered Freddy in the hallway. Looks like they are about to double team Mike. Bit of an ambush here from the hallway. Also, something I don't know how I missed in my reaction. Look down here. Bro, they fucking killed Balloon Boy. Balloon Boy's decapitated head just laying there in the hallway. Seems like something's gonna happen to Balloon Boy that's gonna cause him to lose his head. Probably get destroyed quite a bit. That, I'm sure, will lead to a hilarious reaction from audiences. And also, exactly the type of humor that I can see Scott writing. Balloon Boy getting completely destroyed and wrecked, his head getting decapitated. So yeah, seems like Mike is not going to tolerate, or someone's not going to tolerate, Balloon Boy taking their flashlight batteries and probably take a crowbar to him. Got the scared family in their house once more. And then we move on to the big ambush by Mangle on Vanessa's car. Dude, that's going to be like so expensive to repair. That windshield, come on. But Mangle's going ham. She's on the roof trying to break in through the windows. Vanessa loses control of the car, drives it off the road, gets into a crash. And then, Mangle's not done with you just yet. There we go. Look at that, dude. Absolutely crazy. Look at how massive, pause, Mangle's hand is as well. This is going to be absolutely terrifying. We did get another look at this scene from Fandango. And like, bro, why is Mangle's hand so big? Just an absolutely crazy scene. It's going to be interesting to see how Vanessa gets out of this. Because like, girl, I don't know if you can. We'll have to wait and see. Five Nights at Freddy's 2. And then finally, with a Foxy jump scare. This looks sick. I know it's not one-to-one with the game, but obviously they can't, you know, chuck a full-on animatronic at a camera. I think it looks pretty good. I do wish his, like, maybe jaw opened up a bit more, and also his eye moved a little bit, because, bro looks kind of dead. Looks like he's just kind of staring off into space, but, like, also, look at the office, dude. Look at the office. It looks so, so good. You got the exclamation point, like, warning symbols up at the top. All the wires hanging down, the stars, like, it's just... It looks so good, man. I love, love, love the set design and looks of the animatronics. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a great movie. Buy your tickets right now. They're available right now. And so that is gonna do it for my breakdown and analysis of the second full-length trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Again, tickets are available right now. We just got the popcorn buckets revealed. Like I said earlier, I just uploaded a short about it. Go check that out. This movie looks insane, and I cannot wait to experience it in theaters in only 1 month's time. I'd love to know what are your thoughts and theories on this brand new trailer. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the flip side. Goodbye.